Welcome back everybody to me doing that weekly thing that was supposed to be up yesterday because, you know, life and stuff. And if we're moving forward at this rate, the weekly update thing, the Navel-Gazing, will probably end up on Fridays in a couple of weeks. Let's hope it won't, but I can't promise anything. Alright, anyway. Let's talk about like last week and what happened and what didn't happen, and have a bit of a look at like what's going to happen this week, because it's not that much, is it? Anyway, let's start this. Cheers. All right. I didn't read that much. We'll talk about like what I read in a minute, but what happened last week was me reading, well, a bit of Black Company, reading Eversion by Alistair Reynolds, and finishing up on Orientalism, and then doing nothing after that. Well, I didn't do nothing, I just didn't have time to read or the mental capacity to read, so I'm kind of starting things up again this week with more reading. So there you have it. Well, one great book was in there because Eversion is actually a fantastic book. The video is already up, so you already know that. And you should all go and read it. Read more Alistair Reynolds in general. He's worth it. So yeah, that's basically what happened there. And then I recorded a video on the Mark Lawrence's Broken Empire trilogy, and I will certainly read Red Queen's War at some point. They're also not too long, so I assume I can do that in fairly good time. I just need to have some Audible credits I can spend on that. So it'll probably take until like the end of June, maybe, until I have time, not time, but, you know, money to actually do that. We will see. But yeah, that's sort of my thing that I tried to do the thing that I always try to do, which is don't give just a review, but kind of place it somewhere, put some context around it, and I tried to use like what the things that irked me on like Mark Lawrence's Broken Empire trilogy to point them out as points that kind of irked me with a lot of the grittier, darker, or edgier fantasy that came out in like the first decade of this millennium. That obviously being the first Law trilogy, and up to a point, well, the Lies of Locke Lamora do similar things, and I figured I'll do that and point out why I think there's issues with that, and we should probably look at them. And I think one thing I probably should mention more often is it's not that I hate those books, right? I've read the first Law 3 times by now. I have, I'm currently doing my third reading, I think, second or third reading. And I do enjoy them, and I did enjoy The Lies of Locke Lamora. I just never really could get beyond like the first 2 chapters or whatever of the next Gentleman Bastard book, but I will certainly read that at one point as well, because there's stuff in there that I like, there's stuff there that I enjoy. I just wish it were better in a lot of ways, and I think that's where my criticism comes from. And I guess I should sometimes make it clear that just because I point out things that annoy me about a book doesn't mean I really hate it. I mean, yeah, you know, Wheel of Time is a different box here, but there's very few like fantasy books I absolutely don't like or think are, you know, really bad or should not be read or whatever. That's not my point. My point is that like even with fantastic books, there's stuff that we should, you know, look at critically, and I try to do that. And if that doesn't come across, then I'm really sorry, and I hope this explanation has made it a bit clearer how I approach these things. So yeah, I talked about Eversion, and I really enjoyed it. I binge read it basically in one day, and it's fantastic. I had a hell of a good time with it. I can't say too much because it's really spoilery and anything, but like if you like classic sci-fi at all, or any of these like bits and pieces of classic sci-fi history, you should go and read it. It's a fast read as well, so why not do that? And then we can have like more of a discussion about it, because I feel like I'm still one of the few people who have actually read the book, and that's a shame, isn't it? So yeah, that's that. So what did I do after that? Well, I went to Rock Hard Festival, which is why I'm recording this one day late, because I came back yesterday. in the evening because trains were overfull and we couldn't get into like trains for like hours, and made trips back kind of hard, I guess. Or at least really exhausting. And yeah, I was there from like Friday on, so it's like 4 days in which I basically did nothing but heavy metal things, like selling records on like on the sidewalk, and drinking beers and headbanging and screaming my lungs out and all these wonderful things that I've missed so much over the last 2 years. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't do a lot of reading, because you know what, there's very little time to read at a metal festival, at least for me. And yeah, I'd rather be sober when I'm reading books. Party mode after a heavy metal concert is not exactly the point where I can concentrate really well on a book, so I didn't do any reading there. The other part was obviously that I tried. I mean, I'm still working on this whole like digging myself out of the big pit I dug myself into over the last couple of months, and I spent a lot of time last week trying to call up different offices that I need stuff from, or that I need to clear up stuff that kind of got left behind or piled up when I didn't read my mail for like a couple of months. So that was something I did a lot, and it was not exactly easy, especially because it's kind of hard to call some of these people or reach some of these people. And I already have like crippling anxiety when it comes to calling official people on a phone in general. It's like I really need to work myself up to actually pick up the phone and dial a number and call them. It's not easy, so it takes a while for me to do that. And when I then can't even reach the person, I need to go through that same ordeal again and again and again, and it doesn't get easier at any point. So I spent a lot of time worrying and the likes last week as well, which also didn't help with reading and concentrating on books and creating videos or anything like that. But I reached at least one of the major people that I need to talk to, and got like an extension on like a deadline. So hopefully the next couple of weeks will be spent providing the necessary paperwork to get that part of my life solved again, and get myself, a better basis and structure in a lot of ways that make life easier, and maybe take away some of the pressure on my mind. Because I mean, that's like the dark side of this, right? Is when I don't do stuff, but I know I should have done stuff. That fear grows in my mind. It makes it even harder to concentrate, focus, do anything like productive. But unfortunately, it doesn't make it easier to actually attack the problem. So I'm still struggling with that a lot. I hope it'll get better now, but we will see about that. Yeah. So, what's the plan now? Well, the plan is to maybe record another video today that I can render tomorrow, or record the video tomorrow morning. We will see. On hopefully the Orientalism one, if I feel completely, inspired and everything to actually record it in one go. I wish to do that before I forget stuff that I, thought of while reading the Orientalism book. But who knows? And I have to do it tonight or tomorrow morning, because tomorrow afternoon I will fly to Athens, which is arguably my favorite city in the world. And I'll be there for the Up the Hammers festival, more heavy metal and drinking. So I don't know how much reading I'll get done. Probably, on the plane, because it's like a 3-hour plane flight and stuff. So I'll probably get some reading done at some point, but probably not too much. I'm not sure if I can take my camera. I mean, I can definitely take the camera, but I'm not sure if I remember to actually film anything, because that's sort of the thing that I always forget. Like, I took my camera with me to Rock Hard Festival, and then I did not use it a single time, so because I'm not good with that kind of stuff. So we'll see if I actually can be productive in Athens. We will see about that. Now, the other side is that I have like 2 collab things that I just need to sort out. There's some minimal editing. If I can get that done tonight, I can get you a collaboration, a conversation I had with Liam from Liam's Lyceum. And I really want to do that because it's been lying around for like 2 weeks, and I feel bad for not posting it before. So hopefully I get that done. And then there's one I had with John, who has provided so many wonderful thumbnails, and it's the beginning of a series, hopefully, where we talk about Fritz Leiber's swords series, like the Fafhrd and Grey Mouse stories, and we go through that like 7-part swords and deviltry, swords against death, swords and wizardry, swords and ice magic, and so forth. And we'll just, have a bit of a chat and talk about how wonderful those stories are, where they are, and where there's maybe problems. And we recorded that as like one weird glitch I need to fix in editing, and then that can also go up. And wouldn't that be cool? And we had like a couple of videos and actual, content for the next couple of days while I'm watching forest fires in 35 degrees Celsius sunny Athens, which will be an experience, I guess. And beyond that, well, I better start reading good books again. There's certainly stuff that I've started. I've started like a reread of Shadows Linger, because we had our discussion yesterday on like the first one, The Black Company, in the read-along. It was a lot of fun, even though I was pretty knackered after like 8 hours in trains and stuff, but it worked out. I had fun, and so I started Shadows Linger, so we can have a discussion on that one as well. Now, I'm still thinking about whether and how I can make some more videos about that. Like, there's my old Black Company videos from last year. I do have more thoughts on them this time round, but maybe it's not enough to go book by book, so maybe I'll have some of the people from the read-along on for an actual like recorded conversation collab video thing when we finish the first trilogy, the Books of the North. I think that might be easier to schedule and work out, and it makes it a lot easier because certain of the plot lines and character developments make more sense once you've read the first trilogy. I think that might be a way to go with this, and if you want to see that, then let me know, and I'll try to make it happen. So I'm reading that, and I'm still reading, The Blade itself, again for a buddy read with with Ola, and yeah, it'll work, I guess. And then I'll hopefully dive into some more Gene Wolfe or maybe some Guy Gavriel Kay. Something fun, at least. There's one other thing that I want to finish reading, and that's a series. That's the Memories Legion. It's the collection of short stories, novellas for The Expanse. I finished reading The Expanse last year with the final book, and now there's this omnibus with all those novellas, and I just want to read them once as well. And I'm not sure if I want to make a video on like The Expanse as a whole. I might. I don't know if you're interested in that. I know a lot of people like the series and like the TV show and like the book series, and I have thoughts on it, but I'm not sure if they're enough for like a full video, because I don't want to go too deeply into the individual plot points and whatnot. But I'll see. Maybe I'll do that once I finish the Memories Legion set of short stories. Maybe I'll read those while I'm in Athens, because like a short story seems like something, or a novella seems like something I can probably read like in the evening in the hotel or something. We'll see. But yeah, let me know if you want me to talk about The Expanse at some point. It certainly exists. And apart from that, I'll just see. I did my first like return to the gym today as well, which was great. I haven't been like working out regularly since, well, like full like gym workouts. I was the last time there in like 2019 because I had like a knee injury, and then obviously the plague hit us all. So going back today, I'm kind of happy that I did, but I also feel really bad now. And I'll go back next week, and then I'll try to make it a sort of routine of going back to the gym like twice or maybe 3 times per week, because I really need to get back into shape. It's not nice at the moment. I know I'm definitely overweight, and I'm definitely not in top shape, and I need to change that. Not just because of looks or whatever, because I've never really cared about that, but I start feeling bad for myself, and that's not something I want. So hopefully, together with getting my shit mentally together, going back to the gym as a routine will help with that and make me feel better in general. So that's sort of the plans that I have right now. I'll see how many of the videos I can get edited and working to put up for the next couple of days, so you have something to watch while I'm over there in Athens. And should you, by some chance, be in Athens at the moment, let's meet up for a couple of beers. If not, well, I hope you're having a good week, and I'll try to make the next video on time again, but I fly back on Monday morning at 7 in the morning in Athens. I'll be here in around 10-ish, so maybe I have time to record something in the afternoon. We will see how knackered I am after that one. Anyway, hope you're having a great week, and I promise there will be more videos very soon, just as soon as I get more time on my hands, because time is not that easy. Anyway, see you around. Cheers.